Hello and welcome back to the channel. My name is Alex and you're watching More Fragrance Please. I'm your host, Alex. Today I want to go over a niche fragrance house that I have been thinking about picking up a bottle for about a month and a half, 2 months now. The bottle is very unique. You can't miss the bottle. It's very, very pretty. I'm almost certain it's just all done in-house by Andy himself. I believe, hopefully I'm not butchering the name, but, well, stay tuned. You're going to find out. So let's chat today about Andy TAUER perfumes. So hopefully I'm not butchering that too bad. And that right there, my friends, is the bottle. How I obtained this bottle, what came along with it, and how I kind of manifested getting my hands on this fragrance. Let me go ahead and preface this. I've been seeing this bottle, it's a very unique bottle. I don't see anyone else with this bottle. Obviously, it's made one of one, not printed, but pressed and made for Andy and the brand because it has his name literally on it in cursive. I like how they have what fragrance it is on top right here. And you can see right now, it actually says Eau de Toilette Intense, which is really cool. But back to the story. About 2 months ago, I was like, oh, that's a cool, it looks like a cool fragrance house. Started following Andy on Instagram. Loved how he was like pouring everything and doing everything himself. He did videos of him capping and putting everything in boxes and kind of getting all the perfumery stuff together and in line. I like that. I like the transparency of that. Same thing with Kevin over at Essential Obsessions. Very similar. And Ross Barrett, all those guys showing us how they do what they do, and I love that part of the transparency process. Started looking at bottles, wasn't ready to pull the trigger on it yet because I'm the kind of guy that just looks at stuff for a while and then waits and waits and waits. And then about a month ago, I looked on Facebook Marketplace, and if you haven't yet, Facebook Marketplace is a great spot to find fragrances. Some you're going to find run-of-the-mill crap. Sometimes you're going to find stuff on there that is niche, or someone's not sure about where they got or what they got, and they want to get rid of it. Which is what led me to get Virgin Island Water by Creed for $80. Long story short, back to the story. At the end of this guy's fragrance post, he's posting fragrances for trade, not for sale, for trade. And I switched all the way through, and I thought I got to the last page, and I actually went back to it numerous times. And about 3 days ago, I went back to the page, and he had Parfum de Marly on there and a couple other niche brands. And they all said sold, and I scrolled to the last part of it, and it had this bottle on it. And I was like, no way. He's got that Andy TAUER guy. He's got that. Okay, sweet. So what do I have? He said for trade only. What do I have that I want to get rid of? And this is where a lot of you might go, bro, what did you trade for that? Why? I traded Maison Francis Kurkdjian Baccarat Rouge 540 Extrait, the 70 milliliter with 5 or 6 sprays out of it, for this right here. And the reason behind that is I wanted to try a new fragrance house. I wanted to try a new niche brand. I have never smelled Andy's fragrances, ever. This is a complete blind buy trade situation. Not a clue. I could have gotten that and been like, that sucks. But I was willing to let go of the bottle I had because the Maison bottle, it just didn't do it for me. Was it a hype beast? Yes. Could I flex in my collection? Sure. Flex to who? Myself at 6 in the morning when I'm choosing a fragrance? No. So I chose to go over passion of perfumery over the hype of having something. Okay? And a lot of us fight that. A lot of us want that hype, and they want the newest, most expensive Creed, the newest, most expensive Xerjoff, for all of these brands, which is great. It's so awesome. There's a lot of great people out there with beautiful collections, but I'm just not on that part financially yet to be able to sling cash like that, right? So I manifested this in my head. I hit the kid up. He's a kid, by the way. By kid, I mean probably 19 or 20. I just turned 35, so everyone's a kid. But yeah, so I hit him up, and he's like, what do you got for me to trade? And I tell him, the dude, you just tell through the inbox, he was just like, holy crap, what? So I said, yeah. Also, you know, it looks like your bottle is like 55% full, 60% full at max, and you don't have a cap, which means it's probably a tester or you lost it. So with the retail of mine plus the retail of yours, I believe these retail anywhere between like 150 and 185. I'm not certain, but I'm almost certain it's around that price range. And I said, hey, listen, how about this? Can you throw some cash in too? Throw some cash in and let's do it. And he said, yeah, I'll throw in this much, and I'll also throw in like 7 fragrance samples. I said, cool, not really knowing what samples they were or carrying, right? Comes all the way to me, drives half an hour, drops this off with him in the parking lot. I was like, oh, that's good. That's good. And he's like, oh yeah. So I'm already like freaking out how excited I am. He gives me a little baggie full of samples, and in that baggie was a bunch of niche perfume samples. And I'm going to be doing fragrance videos on each one of those samples. So be on the lookout for that. But back to Andy's fragrance. This looks like number 2. On the side it says number 2. There was 1, 2, and I think there's far more now. And what this fragrance is a dry, I guess the name of it I'm going to try is basically means the air of the Moroccan desert. Air of the Moroccan desert. It's dry. It's got this sweetness to it. It's got this effervescentness to it. It's pretty. It's sexy. There's amber in this. It's got some spice. And it's aromatic. And that's like kind of what I'm looking for. It's an eau de toilette intense. So you're looking at, I'm not sure exactly percentages, but you're looking at anywhere between like 8 and 15%. So you still have the effervescent radiance off the skin that you're looking for without being heavy extrait de parfum, which is, you know, usual sometimes in this fragrance house. Let me go ahead and scroll over real quick and see. So it looks like this was Andy TAUER Perfumes is an amber spicy fragrance for women and men. So it's actually unisex. It was launched in 2005. So before I was even graduating high school, Andy had released this fragrance. That is crazy to me. The nose behind this fragrance, of course, is Andy TAUER. I'm probably butchering that, but you know. Top notes are coriander, cumin, petitgrain, lavender. Middle notes are labdanum, birch, jasmine, and geranium. And base notes are going to be amber, cedar, vetiver, patchouli, and oak moss. I can't really explain this fragrance. I'll be honest with you, I can't really explain it other than the fact that it smells very, very, very good. Okay, very good. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna spray it on my hand, and I'm gonna tell you how it makes me feel real quick and see what you guys think of that. It's a small little 50 milliliter bottle. It's nice, it's compact, it's pretty, it's blue, my favorite color. So the atomizer is not amazing. I don't know if it's just because this fragrance is, this one in particular, I'm not sure which one if this was released in 2005, this one I'm holding in my hand, or if it's kind of a newer rendition. I don't know, but it's not an amazing atomizer, but it doesn't make or break me. So let's go ahead and blast my skin and see what this evokes. Give that a second. And right off in the air, the aromatic essence of it, it's loud. It's getting this bubble around me, but not a bad kind of loud, but the kind of loud that's like, it's nice. You know, it's nice. I'm getting a lot of woods and amber. So you have this sweet undertone, you have the woods, but the sweet thing holding onto it. Once it's on skin, it is a different ride. Similar, but a different ride. It has the woody facets, you can tell, are getting closer to the skin, are very rough and tumbled. I would imagine, like, you know, being air of the desert, it's dry, it's rough, it's tumbled, it's earthy. There's some herbal notes in this. It's soft, spicy. So instead of being a ramped up spice hitter, just a boom, it's got a slow, like, it wants to hug you slowly. the fresh spicy and the soft spice interact together. It's got this beautiful situation going on. I'll be honest with you. I smell a lot of the vetiver and cedar. The cedar is pretty prominent. And oak moss as well, now that it dries down a little bit. But when you first sprayed off the atomizer and you smelled off the atomizer, for just a moment, it reminds me of Parfums de Marley Layton. And then, it's short-lived. And that's what just the amber is what I'm smelling probably. But the amber is sweet. So there's a lot of not harsh, but a lot of earthy fragrance notes in this. But it's a warm hug blanket from the amber that's like, hey man, we're in the desert, but we still smell good. It's very unique. It's probably one of the most unique fragrances I have in my entire collection. I will be completely honest with you. In a good way. Guys, that's good. That's really good. That's really, really, really good, you guys. So that was, my quick, I wanted to just run that over with you guys real quick. 2005 release, Andy TAUER Perfumery. That's going to be the Desert Moroccan Air, but it's in different language, so it translates to Desert Moroccan Air. This is the Eau de Toilette Intense by Andy TAUER Perfumery. Awesome, guys. Well, I hope that gave you some shedded light on the fragrance itself, maybe some of the fragrance house, maybe you've tried more from the house. If you want to, go ahead and hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know if you tried anything else from them. And then what else I should try from the house. So, appreciate your time. Remember, look good, smell good, feel good, be good. Okay? Talk to you soon.